And I came firmly to the conviction that freedom is popular and freedom brings people together, and the Constitution is not divisive, and if we stick to that, we can bring people together and energize the young people. But a lot of credit has to go to those individuals and those groups that kept the spirit alive. And that's what I think the Birch Society has done. In these last 50 years, quietly but steadily, and under sort of difficult circumstances at times, taking a lot of hits, but yet sticking to the Constitution, teaching, education. That was the most important role, and it continues to be the most important role not only for the Birch Society but for all of us. It's education to understand why freedom works, how to defend it, making ourselves available, participate in the political process. And you don't have to get involved in running for office or supporting candidates, even though that's important. You can do it anyway. You can be teachers or get into the media and writing and all the different things. The important thing is the message. Now, I see what has happened over these many years that the Birch Society has done is just planted a lot of seeds. A lot of seeds have been planted, and they're coming to fruition. They're bursting forth. And therefore, we were able to tap into this, this sentiment. And this to me has just been wonderful. It seems like there always has been and always will be a remnant, no matter what is happening in society. The remnant holds the truth together, both religious truth and political truths. And that has been the important role for the Birch Society, is to tell these truths and make sure people know about it and understand it. And now we have another whole new generation. These young kids wouldn't necessarily have been exposed to the John Birch Society, but they are going to be interested. They're interested in these views. That doesn't mean they're all going to join, and they don't necessarily have to. But the message is key. That's what we have to do. We have to put it out there. And it is right. Not only because the message is right, but we have now lived for so long with the decline of freedom that we have been tolerant of that because we have been so wealthy. We have learned to be and conditioned to be a materialistic society. We were more concerned about the redistribution of wealth, and we have been so wealthy that it didn't matter. People didn't think about where the wealth came from. But all of a sudden now, people are realizing that we're getting near the end, that we aren't as wealthy as we once thought. We are now dependent on borrowing money, inflating the currency, and that things are coming to an end. And I think, and I said this on the House floor this very week, yes, they're very concerned about a liquidity crisis. And all we have to do is print more money and it's going to solve a liquidity crisis. I mean, it is so far removed from reality. What is happening is, and I said this very clearly, that this is a sign that the country is now bankrupt and people are recognizing it. And now what we have to do is restore the confidence in our system, restore the confidence in freedom so we can go back to work again. Because we can't live on borrowed money forever. Individuals understand this very clearly. I mean, if somebody overextends themselves, they get too much in debt, and the bank won't loan them any more money, they have to, if they are a moral person, they're going to pay off their debt, they're going to quit spending, they're going to go back to work and take an extra job and pay off the bills. A country does it a little bit differently because they wait as long as possible, but they inevitably will bankrupt the country, destroy the currency. This is a very dangerous period that we're living in, but at the same time it gives us a grand opportunity. Now, I can assure you, and I don't think you will need much convincing, that we still don't have enough help in Washington. Believe me, we need a lot more help in Washington in order to pick up the pieces. But I am more optimistic now than I was 2 years ago. Not because Washington has changed, but because I have met so many people. How large the remnant is, the people have been out there. You can't count the remnant, but I saw the remnant. And the remnant is alive and well. And the young people are willing to listen. They understand it. I kidded into many of the rallies and would say, well, you know, we beat up on public education a lot, and it deserves to. But I'll tell you one thing. Your generation has learned your arithmetic, because you've added it up and you know you're getting the bill and you're getting a bad deal. The young people don't believe they're going to get anything out of Social Security. They know that, and they're frightened about it. And they know the wars are going on, and they don't look like they're going to end. And I took, of course, the position that Mr. Welch repeated in a speech here, and I was delighted to hear how clear he was about minding our own business and taking care of ourselves and defending this country and not policing the world.